He looked at me the way people look at antique furniture, sentimental but no longer useful. It was after dinner. We were washing dishes and my son, scrolling through his phone, barely looked up when he said, "You should probably start making peace with being alone, Mom. Most people your age don't have much of a social life." He chuckled, probably thinking it was harmless. Maybe even helpful. I smiled. But I remembered. He didn't know what I'd survived. That I had once slept on cold floors and begged for half-eaten sandwiches behind restaurants. That strangers used to mock me, dismiss me. But I had rebuilt my life, brick by silent brick. They saw a tired woman with a quiet home. What they didn't see was the wealth I had quietly grown through decades of patience, smart investments, and anonymity. They didn't know I owned the penthouse above the influencer his girlfriend fangirled over. That I funded a travel startup his favorite actor invested in. That I'd received personal invitations to elite gatherings, always declining. Until now. Because now I had a reason to say yes. That same night, I booked a private yacht through an exclusive network I helped finance during the pandemic. The itinerary? Monaco, Santorini,
Dubai.
And the guest list? Discreet, but handpicked. You see, when you quietly hold equity in entertainment and travel companies, you get perks like knowing when certain celebrities want to disconnect or need a retreat. And that's how I ended up sunbathing beside the chart-topping musician my son streamed nonstop last summer. He called her his dream girl. She called me Mama G and asked for advice about handling fame. In Santorini, I shared laughter with the A-list actor from his favorite action franchise, the one whose posters lined his childhood bedroom walls. We drank mint tea overlooking the caldera, and he confided in me about the price of living in the spotlight. In Dubai, I joined a private desert dinner hosted by a global philanthropist my son quoted in his college essays. We talked about legacy, roots, and how sometimes the quietest people leave the loudest impact. Meanwhile, my son? He was back home, reposting memes about how boomers just don't get it. Until he saw the photo. One post. One story. One tag from a verified celebrity account. A group shot. 5 smiling faces. In the center?
Me.
Wearing sunglasses, wind in my hair, laughing without a care in the world. He called instantly. "Was that really you?" he stammered. Why were you with them?" I waited, then said, "Thought you said I'd be lonely. Figured I'd make some new friends." He was stunned, maybe a little shaken. "I didn't mean it like that." "I know," I said, "but you meant enough." And I wasn't done. I had arranged a surprise for his birthday, an exclusive meet and greet with 2 of the stars from that trip. When they showed up at the restaurant, shaking his hand and calling him by name, he nearly fell out of his chair. The twist? They thought he was my assistant. But the real lesson wasn't about power or prestige. It was about presence. I wasn't lonely because I lacked company. I was only underestimated because I refused to flaunt it. Until I didn't. And now? Every Sunday, he calls to check in. Sends me articles about cool things older people are doing. He even asked to join me on my next trip. I haven't decided if I'll say yes.